Thank you for staying here on NewsDesk with me, Bernice Abubedulansa. Now, Member of Parliament for Klottey Korle MP has begun a horse riding project at Osu as part of measures to revive the once bustling Osu Oxford Street. According to the MP, there's been a huge decline in business on the Oxford Street in recent times. This she attributes to lack of traction for tourists and other Ghanaians who used to visit the place on a regular basis for entertainment and other business activities. She believes the horse riding project on the street would rekindle interest and also show up revenue for businesses there. There's more in this report.
Horse riding was once a common side attraction at the Osu Oxford Street. It served as a source of entertainment for many within and around the community. Osu was touted as one of the nation's tourist hub, but today the situation is different. In spite of the many popular bars, nightclubs, restaurants, malls and artisans, businesses are not generating much revenue as before. The NP for the area, Senator Ajiman Rollins, together with business owners on the Oxford Street, have designed the horse riding project to revive interest and attract tourists to the area and also make Osu work again. The horses, which would be provided and guided by the police in the area, will also serve as a form of security since there's been concerns of petty thievery in the area lately. The NP is confident horse riding, coupled with the presence of the security officers, will restore the lost glory of Osu Oxford Street.
It's really just about trying to bring the spotlight back onto Oxford Street. You know, once upon a time, when a lot of us were younger, this was the place where everything was happening. As we stand here, you can see there's a lot of traffic here, but it's only people who are commuting. You don't have enough tourists coming to Oxford Street anymore. You don't have people trooping over here to try the food or to, visit the bars and so on. So there's been a downward trend in terms of people visiting Oxford Street for entertainment and for food and all of that. And that was an attempt to bring traffic back this way. It was also a means of bringing attention to the fact that the police force have a mounted squadron in this constituency in Osu, which, potentially could be a source of generating IGF for the police and also a win-win situation where they could be patrolling Oxford Street, which would bring tourists here because people would want to probably stand next to the police with the horses. It would also be a form of ensuring that there's security here, because one of the complaints that the artisans have made who sell around the street, is that sometimes people's bags are snatched, phones are snatched, and so there's a feeling that people don't have the absolute security that they would prefer on a street as busy as this. So it was a way of bringing attention back to Oxford Street.
The NP tells JoyNews there are plans for carriage rides, among other things, to develop the tourism potential of Osu. However, the gutters are choked, smelling, and running over onto the street at certain places. Thus, the MP believes may have contributed to the low patronage of businesses in the area. She charged officials of the Assembly to fix the problem.
I think the Assembly knows exactly what they're meant to do. I mean, if you look over here, the slabs that are supposed to cover the drains, that falls under the mandate of the Assembly. The desilting of the drains, that falls under the Assembly or the municipality, as it were. Lighting on the streets, that falls under the municipality. A lot of these things that we end up kind of putting into a grey area are actually strictly under the mandate of the Assembly or the municipality, as it were, for Klottey. And really, I think that in order to ensure that the municipal assembly is fulfilling its mandate, it really needs to look more closely at how to make these things happen. People are paying levies and different forms of taxes to have what they have along the street, and they should see the benefit in making these payments, knowing very well that as they're making these payments, it's because the slabs are going to be fixed and the gutters are going to be desilted on a regular basis, because indeed sometimes the trash is not even from here, it's trash that's come from elsewhere. People can only do so much, but if the assembly is there and part of its mandate is to ensure that a lot of these things are done and it's featuring in the budget of the assembly, they must do their bit. That is what they do in order to ensure that businesses that are here, that are doing their best, that are investing, can actually reap the benefits, and that's what we're hoping for.
Bless King, who speaks for the Osu Oxford Street Business Association, agrees the Assembly must work to make Oxford Street more comfortable for tourists.
We need to fix the little things that make the Oxford Street uncomfortable for some of the tourists. Okay, so we definitely saw the mounted squadron who helped out with the horses on the holiday. If you see friendly police like that on Oxford Street with horses, that in itself is attractive enough for you to be more comfortable, to spend more time and to make more purchases. If you have a comfortable restroom, if you have cafes like this, bars here that are very comfortable and world class, that encourages our foreigners and visitors to, say, relate to this place, be comfortable, and also spend a lot more time here. That would improve all of the businesses on the stretch.